Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel Roseology. So today's video is all about your child, whether this is a future child or one you already have. This reading will touch on a few things like their personality, spiritual gifts they may have, their soul purpose or journey, and a few things to look out for in terms of their own lives and energy, okay? So let me first start off by saying, because this is a reading centered around the kids, your child, let me just first start out by saying happy Mother's Day, happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and happy early Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Now, I always say on my channel that my readings and pick a cards are not here to give you answers. Only you have those. I am here to serve as a confirmation of the things that you already knew, but just may have forgotten. Okay, so I am simply your reminder. And I know kids and family are a bit of a sensitive topic. So if there are things that you don't resonate with in the reading, you don't need to argue with me about it in the comments. So just take what resonates and throw away the rest. All right, so we're just going to get straight into this meditation. So if you've already chosen a pile, then you can head to the description or comments for the timestamps to that pile. For those of you that want to participate in this meditation, let me just say, like I always do, that this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye, not your physical ones, I'll be offering a 60-second meditation. 30 seconds into that meditation, I'll be placing crystals for those that like to pick piles with objects on them. So if you are drawn to another pile, that may be because there's another message for you in that pile. So if you are ready for this meditation, get into a nice and relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self to reveal your child's energy. Okay? Now this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, pile 5, and pile 6. And we'll start that meditation right now. All right, here on pile 1, sodalite. On pile 2, pyrite. On pile 3, rose quartz. Pile 4, an angel phantom quartz. Pile 5, amethyst. And pile 6, a clear quartz crystal. So I'll give you guys another 30 seconds to meditate with the crystals on each pile. All right, hopefully that meditation was enough time for you to pick a pile and tap into your own psychic awareness. I want to take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and beautiful spirit for these messages today. Now let's see what messages we have from your child's spirit today, and I will meet you at your pile. All right, and pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So let's go on ahead and start off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see who your child is going to become. So this very first card all the way over here to the left will be showing a few things about their personality. So let's go ahead and take a look. And the very first card that we have here is the Movement of Wands, otherwise known as the Knight of Wands. And this is the card of Sagittarius, okay? The energy of your child's personality, pile 1, that I'm picking up is exciting, always on the go, very busy child, hanging out with friends, moving around, maybe even a little mischievous a bit, but they're going to have a leader mentality, probably very independent. So it may be difficult to keep up with them. Now, one thing I'm picking up here is they may ask a lot of questions, but not really tell you why they're asking as they get older. But it'll be because they're trying to sort of make a decision, feel something out, or figure something out, but without telling you the details. So one way that your child is going to communicate with you, pile one, or one way that you'll be able to keep up with them and what's going on in their private life, is by reading between the lines. So for instance, if they start asking you about your first relationship, it'll more than likely be because they just met someone, but they don't know where it's going just yet. So they won't come right out and say it, but they'll be inquisitive about the things happening in their personal life. Now, I don't know why, but I'm picking up the sense that they may be a bit reserved when it comes to their private life. They may keep a very tight lid on their dating life or career. So you're really going to have to pay close attention to the conversations to pick up on what's really going on. This is a very curious energy I'm picking up here. So your child may not have very many preferences in their early childhood. As they get older, their interests will sort of narrow down over time. But early on, they may seem like they're into everything: sports, art, music, photography. They might wear many hats in the beginning of their life and then sort of refine their tastes over time. But it's this part of their life that's going to help them connect to who and what they want to be. They may be the leader of their pack, or they may be a part of a group of friends, but keep their friends at a distance somewhat all at the same time. So there's this interesting Aquarian energy here where they draw in a lot of friends and people because they're fun, exciting, and interesting, but they also have this like stiff arm visual that I'm getting where they keep people at a distance. So even though they have friends, only a select few people really get in or get close to them. There's a lot of changes that will occur in their personality and your child's personality over time, but this is their journey of discovering or finding themselves and what works for them. So they may be intense or have a bit of a temper as well, but this is because there's some fixed energy here for sure. Like this is the card of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is mutable energy, mutable fire energy, but there's some fixed energy here that I'm picking up. So maybe their rising or their moon sign might be fixed. They might have some fixed modalities going on in their chart. They may have a stubborn streak. And the thing I see them most unwilling to give up is their freedom, though. This is a child that needs to be free, to be them, to explore, to learn, to play, to discover. It's really important for them to be free. All right, so let's go ahead and check out this middle card here to see what their spiritual gifts may be, okay? And we have here the Six of Cups. Okay, so with the Six of Cups here, your child may be able to tap into past lives, is what I'm picking up. They may have dreams of their past lives. They may experience contact from ancestors or loved ones that have passed on. They may, when they're younger, see spirits or even see child spirits. So this is my pile where for sure your child may go through that sort of invisible friend stage, but it more than likely won't be frightening for them at all. I see a close connection here because it seems to me like your child is very tuned into their being another realm. They seem to be aware of the existence of other realms and planes and dimensions. So for many of my pile ones, this is not going to be something that scares your child. It's going to be something that they kind of like know or understand before you ever having to sort of explain these things to them. It's just going to be something that they already sort of know. Now, the thing I'm seeing here is your child may grow out of this gift very quickly, especially for some of you. If this gift scares your child, they will not want to stay open to any contact. But like I said, most of my pile ones, your child won't experience any fear. If anything, they will feel particularly close to this invisible friend, guide, or an ancestor. So I think for my pile ones, this guide is almost going to help integrate your child into this realm or this world, because their soul might not be particularly used to this place. And it seems like they will need help in either accepting this place or getting accustomed to it. So they will find a sense of belonging, understanding, and peace with their guides in their early years for sure. Because of this card, many of you, my pile ones babies, will eventually return to this connection with their guides because they will remember or experience that familiar presence of peace when connecting back to their gifts. Clairsentience will be one of the strongest gifts for my pile ones babies. And clairsentience is when you receive feelings. So your child may tell you mom or dad, something doesn't feel right about this place or this person. Or they may say something like, this feels right for me. This feels like a really good thing. But this is going to be a very heart-centered child, always following what feels right to them. They more than likely are going to keep this gift to themselves and not really tell their friends. But I believe this child was meant for you because you can help really facilitate them in their gifts into this world. Some of you, I'm picking this up and I've got major goosebumps, but for some of you, your child was a powerful being on the other side before getting here, or they had tapped into powerful energies the last time that they were here. So there's a sense of almost being woken up from a long slumber. It's almost like this visual of like somebody waking up after being asleep for a very long time, like for a long, long time, not like days. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of years, where they may seem to have been on earth before, but not in a very long time. So many things have changed. Oh, okay. All right, it's now making sense. That's why their guides are trying to help really integrate them into today's time and society. Wow, okay. That makes a lot more sense now. That's amazing. It's interesting that they also use a unicorn to depict this card as well, because that's the feeling that I'm getting from your child's spirit is they're very different. They come from a different era or a different time, a different realm, different space, and they are pulling in these powerful energies onto the world today. They are here to help integrate new but very powerful energies here. Wow. So let's go ahead and check out this card over here, this tarot card, to see the things that you may want to watch out for. Okay, so we have here the Five of Cups. All right. Okay, so you see how this heart here is blue and there's a crow on top of this heart. So like I was saying earlier, they keep people at a distance. Your child is more than likely going to want to or try to keep people at a distance. They have the ability to sort of flip a switch and become very cold with some of the people in their lives. So one thing to look out for here is to make sure that they understand it's okay and it's good for them to verbally express whatever they are feeling in their heart. Like I was saying, feelings are going to be a medium for your child's abilities. They're clairsentient, so they're going to feel very many things that they may experience issues or trouble putting these feelings into words. They may have a difficult relationship at some point with emotions because they have such a capacity to feel that they may not want to feel sometimes. So it's going to be important that they know and understand it's okay to feel what they feel and to express it if they need to. As well as you don't want to pressure them into talking or feeling, you just want to gently encourage them, because the Five of Cups being here is telling me that they have an uncanny ability to feel pain but shut it out and go almost like numb. Just go numb. Remember I told you guys I was seeing the stiff arm visual where they keep people at a distance. They won't let anyone in. Well, this is almost even like a visual towards their own emotions, almost putting a stiff arm up against their own feelings and emotions because they just don't want to feel things at such a capacity and so deeply and so intensely. So they won't let everyone in, and it may be particularly difficult to get them to talk about the hard stuff. They may harp on the hard feelings, but because they don't want to annoy anyone or worry anyone or stress anyone by always talking about the same thing, deep or painful things, they find a safe space within themselves, keeping it to themselves. Intense things may happen, and when someone asks them how they're feeling, they may say, "Oh, I'm doing good." But that's just them trying to be or appear strong. They just don't want to weigh anyone else down with their emotions. So teaching them how to digest or metabolize what they're feeling is going to be powerful for them, because they'll also learn how to transmute really hard lessons. Relationships may be a very big focal point or tool for learning in their life as well. Their closest relationships are really going to hit them pretty closely because they don't trust everyone and they don't trust easily. So their relationships are going to teach them a lot, especially the tough relationships, the challenging ones. So it's important that they don't get stuck in those hard lessons though, okay? So let's go ahead and check out the oracle cards to see what it is that we have here going on with your child. So we're going to start off with these cards here because these are the archetype cards. So let's go ahead and check out your child's personality. The very first one that we have here is hero, heroine, and light attribute, passion for a journey or personal empowerment. Shadow is escapism and a false sense of heroism. Okay. The next card that we have is networker, and it says light attributes enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Then we have here rebel, okay? Challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. The shadow is rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. And then the other two archetype cards that we have here is the father and the medallion. We'll start off with hero. So yeah, like I was saying, your child is more than likely going to be like the leader of the pack all day. As well as like I was saying earlier, they're going to really try to shoulder a lot of the emotional weight and pressure that they feel. They won't want to put things on other people. And then moving on to networker here, leader of the pack. Again, they're going to make a lot of friends, but keep them at a distance as well. People are going to be drawn to your child, but your child might not be very dependent on other people. So it's kind of like that stiff arm visual again. And then rebel here. So I mentioned earlier, they might be a little mischievous, but this is what's going to make them so interesting and exciting and different, is their ability to just be them, an individual. And they're all about exploring, discovering who they are. And that means not falling in line when you are expected to sometimes. So they will create a few waves. They may even sort of give you a bit of a headache here and there because especially too, one thing that I'm really starting to put together with this Five of Cups here and this hero heroine card is your child may experience some sort of relationship that really cuts them to the core, because they may sort of experience the sort of saying, you know how it goes, loyal to a fault, where it's like your child is going to be so loyal that they stick to somebody even if the signs are telling them to walk away. And it may cause them a bit of heartache at some point in time in their life. This might be one of the main things that sort of cuts them off emotionally, or this might be one of the main things, one of the main catalysts in making them want to sort of cut their own emotions off. That the way they're more so numb. That the way they don't necessarily feel everything. That the way if relationships do end, it doesn't affect them as much as this one particular specific relationship. This could also have something to do with the father card being here, okay? So if they're having a bit of a difficult relationship with their father could be sort of the first person to kind of introduce some sort of emotional availability or unavailability to them, with this father card being here, okay? Now the medallion, what I'm getting with the medallion here is accolades. Your child may be very gifted in some sort of art or sport or field of study. Like I said, they're not going to have very many preferences. It'll get refined over time, but they may be very gifted in some sort of field of study that they receive a lot of recognition for, as well as they may learn to be outspoken. They may learn to sort of come to others' defense, maybe law, activism, or something where they receive attention for them being outspoken. The thing is that they're going to really have to learn how to verbally express what it is that they're feeling, and that'll be a major journey for them in their life. Now, the father here, we talked about this card just a little bit, but they may seem very serious sometimes, your child, but as well as their father may be a profound person in their lives. Even if this parent isn't around, then it's their absence that teaches your child greatly. They may struggle to understand their father at first, but I see them eventually coming around to seeing their father differently, or this father figure differently. Now, if they're close with their dad, then this is going to have a major impact on them, because they're going to learn a lot of traits from this particular individual. So you see how there's a light and a dark side though on this father card here? So there's a few traits that they could pick up that trigger their shadow side or bring out their higher self, but it could really honestly go either which way. That's the interesting part here, okay? So let's go ahead and check out their soul journey, what their soul journey is really trying to teach them in this life, or one thing that they're really going to pick up from in this life. And we have here envy, okay? And it says, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Okay, so as far as envy goes, one of the things that they're really going to learn on their soul journey is how to combat envious people, how to deal with maybe even their own envy, if that's something that they sort of have to grow out of or learn how to overcome over time. But it could just be them dealing with a lot of envious people. It could be them sort of dealing with people that just kind of want the life that they have, or kind of want they may deal with a lot of people that are jealous of the life that they've built for themselves. With this Five of Cups here, there's going to be some heartbreaks in their relationships, because they're going to realize, like, this person is not a friend, or this person has never been a friend, or this person has never been the person that I thought that they were, because they are so envious, or because of they want a particular aspect of my own life. So one thing that this life is really going to teach them, one thing that their soul journey is really going to teach them here in this incarnation, is how to overcome envious people, how to overcome feelings of envy, how to really combat that and keep themselves safe and protected. That the way they're not affected by every sort of, slight that a person makes towards them. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the message from the place that your child's spirit or soul comes from. And that's what I set the intention for as I shuffled these cards here. And the message here is Star Keeper, cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned seeing your child almost like waking up from a slumber, like a long sleep. They haven't been here in a very long time and so much has changed. And like it says here, cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. So your child is almost like a cosmic ancestor. Your child is a very old spirit, a very old energy that almost in a sense has parented or almost like maybe fathered or mothered other young energies, something like that. They may have even helped other energies sort of integrate into other realms or dimensions or other planets, things like that. And so yeah, there's definitely something here about a cosmic ancestor. It could be as well a cosmic ancestor, an ancestor from your family line or an ancestor from wherever your child's spirit comes from, really being heavily protective over your child. And so in the Six of Cups, I talked about how your child is responsible for directing powerful energies to come here to Earth. So they are seeding the light, you guys. Like I was saying, seeding the light. They are integrating or bringing in, channeling in some sort of powerful energies here on Earth. They're sort of channeling or bringing it in from whatever place, galaxy that they come from in our universe. So this is a really big deal that they're doing here. Let's go ahead and check out their astrological cards here. And we have North Node, life's purpose. You guys see that? Really big purpose here, really big job here that your child has. And then we have here water element, sensing. So yeah, like I was saying, your child is definitely clairsentient, where they can feel or sense everything. That definitely confirms that. So yeah, North Node, they're going to be really in tune with their purpose. Your child is going to know or be able to feel. Your child is going to know or be able to feel that there's a North Node pulling them to some sort of destiny. And this is why they will have such a curious, inquisitive mind or energy about them. And water element sensing, for sure, like I told you guys, they're going to be able to feel or sense everything. But they just might not know how to verbalize these things. As well as your baby could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, born during those seasons, or have their rising or moon sign in some sort of water sign. Or they just have a lot of water element in their chart. They may be very drawn to the water as well, possibly even very scared of the water. So it could kind of go either way. Anytime we have a lot of one particular element in our chart, we could either be very attracted or very almost like turned off by that particular element. It's very interesting. Let's go ahead and check out their chakra card here. And we have truth. And this is the throat chakra card. And it is the time 2222 on my clock right now. So 2 may be a very profound number to you or your child. All right, so with the truth card here, like I was saying, they are on a major journey in terms of learning how to speak their truth and what it is that they feel. Their throat chakra is what's going to help them integrate powerful transformative energies on this planet. They may very well become some sort of activist, attorney, a musician, an artist, or they could have a reserved job like a doctor, but they find themselves constantly being interviewed as a doctor or in the medical field, or they may always speak out about the truth of the medical industry, something like that. Just an example I was using, just an example, but there's whatever it is that they find as sort of their niche in life, their throat chakra is really going to accompany their work, their career, their field of study, because it's going to be a very powerful medium for them, a very powerful activator for them, a very powerful catalyst in terms of getting things moving, getting things going. So yeah, for sure the throat chakra is going to be very activated for them. And then let's go ahead and check out their final 2 cards, which could be the spirit animals that is assisting your child in this life. And we have the flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between, beautiful, and the nightingale spirit, love is all around. Okay, so relationships may be very profound in your child's life, but as well as for sure too, they're going to have a lot of sort of in-between moments where they may feel like they're sort of dancing in limbo, dancing in the in-between, maybe in terms of their personality, maybe in terms of their own energy, but they may feel as though they are always sort of kind of dancing in limbo, stuck in limbo, something along those lines. Like I was saying, be very careful about them sort of harping or holding on to things that have happened in their past, because this sort of could be saying this could be sort of alluding to that they sort of get stuck in a place without necessarily moving forwards. Okay, so it could definitely be saying that, but love is all around. This is showing me that relationships are going to be very profound in their life, like I was saying. So for sure, relationships is going to be a very powerful activator in their life. It's going to be a very powerful teacher in their life as well, is their relationship. So this looks like a really amazing spread. This looks like a very interesting child, a very powerful child, with a very big purpose, though, for sure, in this life. But yes, this is all that I'm seeing for my pile ones. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now. All right, and pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards. And this tarot card all the way over here to the left is going to be showing me your child's personality. The card in the middle is going to be showing me your child's spiritual gifts. And the card all the way over here to the right is going to be showing me a few things that you may want to sort of keep on the lookout for, sort of watch out for in terms of your child's energy, okay? Let me just go ahead and mention that I got a quick vision of your child sort of climbing into your arms anytime they feel like they need some extra protection, love, support, assurance. It seems like almost not a defense mechanism, but almost like a coping mechanism where they need to feel comforted. They need to feel safe. So there's a really serious feeling here of them needing to feel safe, and only feeling safe if you are holding them. They only feel safe in the arms or the embrace of someone else, okay? So your child in their early years, they may be very attached to you, but let's go on ahead and get a more in-depth look, okay? So we have here, the very first card is the 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay, pile 2. So starting out, your child is very open to the world, and because of that openness, there may be some tough lessons of people taking advantage of them, or they may feel like they have to play catch up with everyone else. Your child may live a very sheltered life, and because of that, they learn about the world through experiences where they feel as though someone got over on them, possibly. So this can almost make your child develop a certain level of competition, or these experiences can make them feel as though they have to meet other people at their level in order to fit in with the world. There's a level of integrity here at a very young age, and it's this virtue or morals they have that they may grow up feeling as though they need to protect, shelter, hide, or defend because they don't want to be like the rest of the world. But some of my pile 2s, your child may feel as though that's the only way to win, or that's the only way to get ahead in life, even though it does not resonate with them to move in that way. They may feel forced to have to turn the other cheek or look the other way when it comes to being noticed. And when I say noticed, I mean in terms of like success. So maybe like getting the job, they may feel as though they have to puff up their chest or possibly even dumb themselves down in order to be accepted in society or to make themselves more marketable or attractive or lovable or desired. So there's a lot of learning through example or being influenced by whatever is in their immediate environment. They may be very impressionable as they get older as well. So also, let me mention this, they may have a sarcastic way of communicating, but the thing is that most of the time they'll bite their tongue instead of just saying it. But they may have moments where they say something that they don't mean. So this is like either they're very forthcoming about what they feel or they hold it in and hope that the people around them just sort of pick up on it. So you may have to sort of dig in a bit in terms of what they're feeling or how they feel. There's another thing here too. And what I'm hearing is it's almost like a conversation between your child and your partner maybe, or a friend of theirs maybe, or it could be between you and your child, but there's a conversation of you tell me one thing but do another. So this could be someone saying this to your child or your child saying this to someone else. But like I said, your child has a sense of feeling like the only way to make it is to give into their environment. So they may pick up on this trait from someone like a family member, a friend, or some sort of an influence where they think like, as long as I just say something to get ahead, that's fine, but I don't necessarily have to do it. So they might not understand early on in life how important it is to sort of back up whatever it is that they say. Or this could be other people that they're dealing with that never sort of back up what it is that they say. They never sort of come through They may sort of, talk, but never actually come through with the action, okay? So there's something here as well about school. Your child may really struggle finding something in school that speaks to them or really interests them. So it's important to engage their fascinations. And if their eyes light up when saying or doing something, you might want to jump on that quickly to help them develop this skill or hobby or interest. So this hobby or skill is going to really help them maintain a sense of being okay being different from everyone else, because they may struggle with feeling like an outcast or feeling different. They may be very shy in their early years as well, okay? So let's go ahead and check out your child's spiritual gifts to see what they may be gifted in, okay? And we have here the Five of Wands. Wow. Okay, this might sound weird. One of your child's spiritual gifts here is protection. And like I said, I know that sounds odd, but there's going to be a lot of influences around your child. And because of that, your child is very impressionable. And one of their main gifts will be protection. This is kind of like knowing or being able to sense if something resonates with them or not, but it's a matter of them actually saying no or saying yes that they may struggle with. So even if something doesn't necessarily appeal to them, they may go along with it because their friends are doing it. And it may take them a while to sort of establish a sense of individuality. So it's important to help facilitate their interest into their routine early on. It'll really help to give them a sense of purpose that they may feel they are lacking early on in life, but they are going to be draped in protection from influences that do not have their best interests or influences that could lead them astray. So a major gift for your child here, pile 2, is discernment, but they're going to need help building upon that discernment and then trusting their gut and then being able to verbalize it by saying no or saying yes. So the thing I want to mention with this Five of Wands here is it looks like a drain to me. Or a well. It just looks like a drain to me. And these 5 wands, it almost looks like your child's gifts. So your child may try to almost like abandon their spiritual gifts early on under the premise or belief that they don't need them. It's almost like I sort of seeing them like throwing their gifts into like this well or this drain or something where they're just like, I'll just throw those away. I don't necessarily need them. So if they don't think their spiritual gifts are cool or normal, then they will try their hardest to ignore them. Plus, there may be a fight between their discernment and their ego or what they want to do versus what they should do. So they may struggle between knowing what they should do versus what they want to do. They may receive a feeling about someone or something but decide to move ahead anyways. And so they may have to learn the hard way to embrace their spiritual gifts. So your child may have some oppositions in their natal chart when they're born. If you can look at their natal chart, they may sort of struggle with polarizing forces. There's a lot of just polarizing forces where it's like they want to be a certain person, but they feel like the person that they want to be isn't easily accepted by the people that they spend their time with. And that's what they're really going to struggle between, because for them, being surrounded by people, being in relationships is going to be very important to them. Being accepted is going to be very important to them. It's very important to everyone, but people prioritize it. There's levels to how people prioritize it out here, and everyone is different when it comes to how they prioritize their relationships. What I'm seeing for this particular pile here is they're really going to feel as though they're almost not enslaved to their relationships, but almost in a way where it's just like, I have to do what I have to do to keep these relationships working, to keep them harmonious, to keep them flowing until they really learn how to establish their own independence, okay? So let's go ahead and check out this card here to see the things that you may want to watch out for when it comes to your child's life, all right? And we have here the Four of Cups. All right. So the one thing that you're going to have to watch out for your child here, pile 2, is their ability to almost wage a silent war. So if they don't get what they want, they may sulk or pout or shut down or close you off completely if they're upset about something. As well as that may be something that you want to watch out for is if you find yourself disappointed or upset with your child, you may have a tendency to shut down or withhold affection or not speak to them. This is something you really want to watch out for because, like I said, your child, pile 2, really learns from his or her environment. And if this is something that you do when you get upset, they're going to totally inherit that trait or behavior. So if there's something you complain about a lot or can't seem to get over, they may pick up on that from you, sort of stubbornly holding on to things or grudges, things like that. So they may find themselves later on dealing with things that they feel like they can't get over or let go of. So really watch out for that. Show them that it's okay to forgive and forget. Show them that life has to move on. Show them that you have have to move forward. You have to trust and be open and emotionally available if you want to have a fulfilling life with fulfilling relationships. Show them these things. Otherwise, they may think it's normal, and they may find themselves dealing with others that are like this or behaving like this when it comes to other people. But you don't want this to develop into them becoming emotionally numb or incoherent. So make sure that they know it's okay to feel or cry, be angry or be hurt, or to forgive or to trust or to let go. Because like I was saying, I'm almost picking up here where it's like your child puts their feelings on the back burner just to make sure that the relationships stay intact and stay harmonious. So make sure that they know and understand it is okay for them to feel however it is that they feel. If they need to feel forgiveness or trust or to let go, show them that they don't have to hold on to moments, experiences, and peoples. That the way it doesn't develop into being too territorial or possessive or develop into this like inability to move on. Oh yeah, and watch out for what you say in front of your child. I picked this up a couple of minutes ago, but I forgot to mention it, especially if you have a tumultuous relationship with their other parent or a family member, somebody in your life, in your immediate circle. If there's a toxic relationship around them that they are seeing, really shield them from that, because it's going to have a way bigger effect on them than what you think it does, okay? Let's go ahead and check out their oracle cards here, see what else it is that we're seeing about their personality. So we'll start off with their archetype cards here. Yeah, their personality cards. So let's go ahead and check those out first. And the very first card that we have here is Companion. And it says like attributes, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Then shadow attributes, betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. Yeah, all right. The next card that we have here is Guide, and it says like attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. Shadow places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Okay. Then the next card that we have here is Alchemist, light attribute. It says to transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow attribute, misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. Okay. And then the next two personality cards that we have here is the Vow and the Maiden. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. All right. So starting off with, let's start off with the Maiden and the Vow. So yeah, there's something with relationships here for sure. So there may be a relationship in your life that they are witnessing or spectating. And if this is the case, make sure they don't see the disagreements, because they may not digest these verbal disagreements or arguments correctly. It may just turn into let me shut down or not open up or not trust or not be emotionally available. And like I was saying with the Vow here, they may make certain promises or commitments, but not necessarily fulfill those promises and commitments when it comes to their actions, or they could be dealing with a lot of people like that in their life. When it comes to Companion, Guide, and Alchemist, your child is going to go through so many different outfits as a person as they work to really find themselves or build their own character. So they may feel like they've lived many lives when they're older or have worn many hats. Alchemy is telling me that they're going to change who they are over the course of their life as they find the person that they are meant to be. Guide and Companion, like I was saying, they may be very impressionable, and this is why it may take them some time to find themselves on their own. The world or others, when I'm looking at Companion here, is going to guide them or teach them a lot, but they have the sense of feeling most comfortable or safe when they are with or around someone else, someone that they can really trust. And this is when they feel most comfortable being themselves. And like I was saying with that visual earlier, that I got before I even flipped over the tarot cards here, is them just sort of needing to be in the arms of someone else to feel safe, comfortable, and protected. So it's really them needing to have a sort of companion, almost like a life guide, a life companion, something like that. That's going to make them feel most comfortable in life, is really having that almost like safety net of a relationship. It's going to feel like their safety blanket when they have someone else around. If they don't have anyone in their life, they may feel a little bit frenzied, a little bit fractured. And so, yeah, they're going to feel their best and most confident when someone is in their life. Okay, let's go ahead and check out this card here. I flipped, or I shuffled with the intention to reveal to us a message from the place that your child comes from in the heavens, in the cosmos. Okay, and the message that we have here is, it says the void, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic wound. Wow. So where your child comes from pile 2, wants to tell them to embrace the void, to not be so quick to fill it, as well as it is 222 on the clock right now. So 2 may be a significant number to you or your child, as well as in one of the other piles, the time was 2222. So very interesting. But anyways, yeah, so where your child comes from wants to tell them to embrace the void, to not be so quick to fill it. So if they feel lost in terms of who they are, they don't have to rush to define themselves, but to enjoy the process and journey to rediscovery. So it's going to be really important for your child to not sort of try to rush to fill any sort of hole or wound with just another companion, another guide, another person, another commitment, another promise, another vow, right? So it's going to be really important for them to just sort of almost sit in this void space and allow themselves to remake themselves. Great cosmic wound, again, is telling me your child is going to morph into so many different versions of themselves. And this feels like such a powerful thing to me. Scorpio vibes here for sure, because they are all about reinventing themselves. If this doesn't work, that's okay. I'll just transform and I'll become something different or better or something else. This is a really good thing for them, because what you want to watch out for is this 4 of Cups over here, like how we were talking about earlier, the inability to move on, to change, to transform, to let go. So them shape-shifting is a very powerful thing for them to learn. It's alchemy for them. Really embracing their alchemy, their inner alchemy, is going to be the most profound thing in terms of breaking chains, breaking patterns, breaking karmic cycles, okay? Let's go ahead and see the energy of their soul journey in this life. And we have here fear. And it says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah, exactly. So they're almost like battling between being stuck in certain things, being stuck in that place of holding on to anger, holding on to a grudge, not forgiving, not letting go, or being in a place where it's like, I'm moving from love. I am doing things through love. They're really going to struggle. Like I said, there's going to be these polarizing forces in your child's life. They may have a lot of oppositions or hard aspects in their natal chart. But if they do, this really does explain exactly why. And so basically when it comes to fear, so a great part of their soul journey is to overcome their fear of the void, of the space of nothingness, of not knowing, of not filling a void or a hole, the fear of just allowing or just simply being them. There's this fight here for them to understand that they are more than enough just being them. Like it says here with this void, and like we talked about with the 7 of Cups in reverse as well, or the 7 of Swords in reverse as well. Sorry, you guys. Let's go ahead and check out their astrological cards here. And we have Venus, love. Yep, again, companion, relationships, people. And then we have Libra, I balance. Okay, I was picking up some Libra vibes earlier, just didn't mention it because like I was saying, polarizing forces. There's a lot of polarizing forces, as well as there may be a lot of projection in your child's life as well. They may sort of feel as though people are projecting onto them, or other people may feel as though your child is projecting onto them. Okay, so yeah, Venus and Libra, again, relationships. They're going to learn a lot through other people, their relationships in the world. They may be a bit hard-headed in terms of love, so you may have to sort of sit back and allow them to go and do as they please, even though you might not like or agree with the person that they may be in a relationship with or maybe friends with. There's a sense of, like I said before, learning the hard way with this 4 of Cups here. So your child may grow up to be very beautiful because of this Venus and Libra card here. Your child may grow up to be very physically attractive, or have something about them that's just a very attractive aura. Venus is the goddess of beauty, love, affection, and she rules Libra and Taurus. So they may have a lot of suitors when they get older as well. They may be a serial romantic, always sort of searching for that perfect person or relationship, because like I said earlier, they feel best or most comfortable, most confident, most protected when they are in some sort of partner dynamic, when they have a companion, right? A Batman to their Robin, or a Robin to their Batman, when they have someone on their side, like in a relationship. So they're going to really be searching for that right person. And sometimes you're going to have to let them just go, to just let them see on their own if someone is or is not right for them, because they will be able to discern it, but not necessarily reject it. Like this 5 of Wands here, like what we were talking about earlier, where they will have the gift of discernment, but it's just a matter of them saying no or saying yes. It's a matter of their boundaries. Boundaries is going to be a very important thing for them, because they're going to feel like they may feel as though relinquishing their boundaries is worth it. if it means keeping a person in their life or keeping a harmonious relationship. So it's going to be really important for them to understand that they don't have to feel guilty for setting boundaries and restrictions with people in their life, that it is okay for them to do that, especially if they need to. And so, yeah, for sure, that's why their biggest gift here is protection. They're going to really need to be protected until they learn how to really protect themselves and make their own boundaries and say, yeah, no, you're not allowed to cross that line over there, you know? And let's go ahead and check out their chakra card here. And we have here rebirth. Wow. Okay. And I believe that this is the earth star chakra, the chakra that is beneath the feet. Okay. Yeah. So with rebirth over here, like I mentioned, they're going to change who they are many times in their lifetime. They may feel like they're always going through a state of rebirth because they came here to be in this void space, to make themselves or to become who they need to become. So much of their life will be about transformation, but this is their power for sure. And so Earth Star Chakra, they may be very connected to the earth, very connected to walking around barefoot on the earth, things like that. They may feel a lot when they enter into certain rooms and environments and houses and buildings, things like that. They may be able to really feel the room that they are in, okay? And let's go ahead and check out these final oracle cards, which will reveal the spirit animals for your child, possibly, okay? And we have here lion spirit, be generous of spirit. Wow, beautiful. This also feels like another protective energy to me. Then we have dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. Truth transcends illusion. Then we have dolphin spirit, this and that are true. Again, another card really alluding to or talking about the truth. So the truth is going to be something that is very, very important in your child's life. A very profound lesson as well is really learning how to see through the truth and really learning how to not allow their relationships to affect them on a level where it's like it's bringing down their spirit. Okay, be generous of spirit, that lion spirit, another protective energy coming through here. So yeah, this is all that I'm seeing from my pile too, but thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for these messages today, as well as your child's spirit and energy for coming through to deliver these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon, but until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now. All right, and pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards. Now, this tarot card all the way over here to the left will be showing me a little bit about your child's personality. The card in the middle will be showing me a little bit about their spiritual gifts. And the card all the way over here to the right will be showing me some things that you may want to sort of watch out for when it comes to your child's energy, okay? So before we get started, I am having a vision of a child spirit whispering something to me in my ear, like a joke, and then laughing. So they laughed at their own joke. So it's kind of like they like to joke around a lot. Very joyful, youthful energy in their early years is what I'm picking up here. So yeah, let's go on ahead and check out their personality. Okay, so we have here the 6 of Wands. We have here the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay. Your child may love animals too. Really love animals. I'm hearing something. I just heard, I love you, but I won't choose you over this. I just heard, I love you, but I won't choose you over this. This meaning my future, my career, my success. Okay, so your child may be prone to perfection, pile 3. Perfection, overachieving, and really pushing themselves. They do not like to lose. So their first taste at a loss or at coming in second place to something is almost going to light a fire in them, where they commit themselves to something and they continue to build on that dream or skill or project. There's a lot of determination that I'm picking up here. So do not tell your child that they can't do something, because they will move heaven and earth just to spite whoever told them that they were incapable of doing something. But this is where they get their sense of purpose and direction, is from the world trying to suppress them or shut them down or tell them that they can't do something. They think that they're trying to prove others wrong, but in reality, it's themselves that they're trying to prove something to. They want to prove to themselves that they are able to do whatever they want to do, because there's this fire in them that they're just born with, where they know that if I want something, I can have it, or if I work hard enough or push hard enough, I can make this happen. They are very aware of themselves and what they are they're able to do. They're on a mission to prove the world is their oyster, basically. But this just simply gives them a sense of peace to know that they are capable on their own, to know that they are self-sufficient. There's a sense of them wanting to do things on their own. They just don't want to depend on anyone. So this is a very independent child. They have a lot of faith in themselves at a very young age. Now, they might not like necessarily working in groups or working with other people. This might not be the child that that shares a lot, that likes to share a lot, especially that likes to share the spotlight. They might like to have all the attention on them. So they may be like a only child or the firstborn, something along those lines. Or if they're not, they may just be the one child in the family that really garners a lot of attention because they're always doing something or keeping up with something or involved in some sort of school activity, or they stay busy, it seems like. Now, I don't know if this is your only child or first child, like I was saying, but they may feel a sense of being the big brother or big sister if they have siblings. Even if they're not the oldest, they may feel in charge because they know that they're the most responsible, or they at least like to think of themselves as the most responsible person. So this child may be very involved in sports or teams or running for class president. They may be pretty popular or just know a lot of people because they are very charismatic and they're not shy of people at all. I told you guys a visual I had was of your child walking up to me and whispering a joke to me. So they weren't nervous, scared, or anything, and they laughed at their own jokes. So they have a very vibrant energy to them where they just radiate, and people are going to love to be around many of my pile three's child. For some of you, your child may have a bit of a mean streak when it comes to winning or succeeding or competing, having the answers, or doing something to perfection. So that may be something that you have to sort of temper a bit, okay? So let's go ahead and check out their spiritual gifts that they may have. And we have here the Movement of Swords, otherwise known as the Page of Swords. Beautiful, beautiful card here. This panther is really sticking out to me. A panther or a cat may be one of their spirit animals, okay? So one of their spiritual gifts, one of your child's spiritual gifts actually helps them mentally process things at a very quick rate. So a spiritual gift here is your child's ability to be rational and logical. Now they may lean on their logic a bit more than their spiritual gifts, but they are very intelligent kids, many of my pile threes. But this is one of their spiritual gifts. You know, seeing people walking around in your home, being able to travel to different dimensions and talking to people that have passed on or hearing things in your head. These are not the only spiritual gifts that exist. Our mind is a tool or a medium for spirit. So logic is also a spiritual gift, especially being that so much of the world lacks it. And so one major ability that I'm seeing here is how your child perceives things. They are really able to have deep insight on a lot of things, especially as they grow and mature and go through different life experiences. They have a really talented ability to be able to also read people and hear the truth behind what a person is saying without that person ever even saying it. So your child seems to always be a few steps ahead of everyone else because they can read people very, very well. They know what people want, and so they don't get fluffed up very easily because they seem to have a pretty good sense of who they are. But your child is the one to call people out on their stuff, only if it affects them though. Other than that, your kid is not really going to care. They'll sort of just sit back and watch things unfold that they already sort of know is going to happen. Their sense of logic is really going to help them predetermine or predict the future a lot of the times with different situations and people. So the panther, like I was saying, may also be their spirit animal because he's still standing out to me. I mean, like, he's just so vivid to me for some reason with this pile. So let's go on ahead and check out this card to see the things it is that you may need to look out for in your child's life. And we have here the Tower in reverse. Okay. Some of you guys, if you have intuitively picked this pile three, you may be able to afford a very, very good life for your child. Your child may be one of those kids is kind of born with a silver spoon in their mouth, okay? For some of you that have picked pile three. And because of that, your child is going to identify very greatly with the things that they have in their life. It's going to give them a sense of identity where it's just like, this is just who I am. This is the kind of life that I live. This is the kind of life that I am accustomed too. You might want to make sure that your child doesn't get too close to the idea of winning and success, because this is the thing. Success will come very easy to your child pile 3 because they are so damn determined and independent. But the thing is they may identify a little too closely to success, and that could be harmful to their mental health should they lose out on something, or if things don't work out in the way that they expected. It could cut them pretty deep. So make sure that they understand spontaneity and autonomy. They have such a powerful aura about them that they make it very clear to others that they are just fine without them. And that can be intimidating for other people in your child's life. So they may have expectations of people in their life. And if those people don't fall in line, it may be a bit difficult for them to understand or accept. And that may frustrate them a bit. So inconveniences in life in general may be difficult for them to accept because they fight for perfection. Your child prioritizes more than anything a well-oiled machine, a system without faults. So anytime things go haywire or go wrong, but may affect them deeply. Okay, especially the things that they can't see coming. Like I said, one of their gifts is their ability to be able to predict things. So the things that they don't see coming can really cut them deeply. The things that they couldn't predict or fit into their schedule. So make sure that they understand that they are not or cannot be in control of everything, and that is okay. It's not the end of the world if things don't go in the way that they wanted or expected it to. So teaching them how to bend, be malleable, and adapt is going to be very rewarding for them, okay? Let's go ahead and check out your child's oracle cards here to see what else it is that is going on with them in their life, who they are to become, or whatever the case. So let's go ahead and start off with their archetype cards, their personality cards. So yeah, I had 4 come out for this pile. And the very first card that we have here is Hermit, and it says light attributes: seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity, shadows, withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgment of others, refusing to help those in need. Okay. Then we have here Servant, light attribute: delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Shadow is using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. Warrior, light attributes: strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. Shadow, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Then we have here Saboteur. I think I'm saying that right. Light attributes highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Shadow attribute induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Okay. All right. And the 3 personality cards that we have here is the Village, the Mentor, and the Mountain. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with Saboteur, Warrior, Servant, and Hermit. So Saboteur, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Saboteur, I don't know. But this is the sabotaging that I mentioned, where your child may have a tendency or need to be in control over many things. So Warrior, like I was saying, they will have an intimidating demeanor because of their powerful aura. And Servant and Hermit, this is very interesting to me because this is telling me that at some point in your child's life, they're not going to identify with winning or success anymore. There will be some sort of a major rebirth or transformation that your child undergoes, and it will change them to their core, where they don't get the same rush or excitement or gratification from winning. And this is going to send them into a moment of servitude and hermit mode, where they'd rather use their skills and talents to serve a good greater than themselves and greater than just success and victory, things like that. Moving on to the Mentor, the Village, and the Mountain. So yeah, see, your child is meant to transcend what they think is important in life. Your child will end up climbing that mountain. They're going to end up climbing this mountain here, reaching the top of their career or a success, or accomplish a great pinnacle in their life, only to realize it's just not enough. What about the Village? What about the Village? What about the rest of my people? What about the rest of the world or my family or someone outside of me? Remember, I heard the phrase, I won't give up my success for you. So your child, they're going to have a complete turnaround at some point, and they may choose to leave behind a lot in order to serve the village or be a mentor to the village. So let's go on ahead and check out these two cards here. I shuffled these cards here with the intention that we would receive a message from wherever it is that your child's spirit soul comes from in the cosmos, in the universe, okay? And we have here the very first card, the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Yes, that's what they're really going to be working through in life, is seeing that they're a thing that's really hidden deep in their unconscious or in their shadow is possibly their need to control or their love of perfection. And then we have here Star Family. You are part of a team of souls, call and support. Exactly. They're going to end up realizing that later on in life that, hey, it's not just about me. It's actually about the village. It's actually about serving. It's actually about being a warrior for the greater good, So Star Family, we'll start off with that. Yeah, it's all about your child realizing that they do need others and that it's okay for them to need or want the help and support of others. And Seas of Mintaka, they may definitely help when it comes to healing the shadow or ego of other people in their lives. They may be the one that one day tells people winning or success isn't as important as they once thought it was, but they're going to learn a lot about overcoming the ego. And I really do believe that they're going to help sort of spread that message to other people, especially within their own life. Let's go ahead and see the energy of their soul journey in this incarnation. And we have here balance. Wow. And it says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Okay, so one thing that they're really going to be in pursuit of is perfect balance, harmony. So this is beautiful. It's all about balance, right? Like I was saying at first, they put winning, success, victory, all of these things above their relationships or personal life. And at some point, they're going to realize that they need a bit more balance. And this is a part of their soul journey, which is very beautiful, is them realizing, like, you know what? Maybe I do want a family. Maybe I do want a relationship. Maybe I do want people in my life. Maybe I do want to share these things with other people in my life. Maybe the success isn't as amazing as I thought it was doing it on my own, not having the people in my life that are important to me, not being able to share these moments with them. So they're going to come to realize that later on at some point in life. Let's go ahead and check out their astrological cards here. And we have Earth element. We have Earth element stability. Yeah. Stabilizing forces coming in. We have Saturn return, age. Okay. And then we have here lunar eclipse change. All right. So lunar eclipse change. So again, major changes. A major change of priorities coming in possibly around their first Saturn return. So this could be around the age of 27 to 29 years old. It's usually when we're in our late 20s when we have our first Saturn return. And Saturn brings karma. Saturn brings consequences. Now, karma is not a negative word. I know people see karma in very rudimentary terms, but it is not. Karma is really everything. She brings good things in. She brings in bad things. It depends on whatever your actions have been. We are in control of our karma. So it's just basically consequences, right? It's consequences of our actions, choices, and decisions. So somewhere around their Saturn return, they could really be seeing late 20s is when they may have this massive epiphany, right? And earth element stability. This will be a major turning point for them and will bring in stabilizing forces because now they have more equilibrium or balance in their life between their personal life and their career. It's not just all about their career anymore, or it's not just all about their personal life, but they're going to find a way to sort of marry the two. So as well as they may be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, as well as Aquarius, they could be an Aquarius. Or they may have a lot of earth energy in their chart. Okay, so yeah, let's go on ahead and check out their chakra card here, and we have inner strength, and this is the solar plexus chakra. Okay, so solar plexus chakra, yeah, like I said, they're going to have a powerful aura. Your child is. Solar plexus is the energy center right beneath the heart center and above the belly button. So this is the area where we find our own personal power and influence, our own source our own source of strength, purpose, individuality, independence. And this is where our own personal source of sun energy lives. So this is where we shine from. And this chakra is going to be very active early on in your child's life, pile 3, okay? And let's go ahead and check out these final 3 cards to see who your child's spirit animals may be. And we have here, Parrot Spirit, watch your words. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it's going to take some time for your child to sort of grow into a sense where it's like they're able to sort of talk to people where they're not necessarily maybe like offending them, because like I said, your child's main priority is success, is getting things done. And so, you know, if they have to kind of get in people's asses a little bit to get the ball rolling, to get things done, to make sure things are working in perfect order, that's what they're going to do. But the thing is, they might not know how to turn that off when it comes from switching from work to their personal life. And this is why their personal life, it may be a bit rocky until they sort of learn how to switch off that flip and say, you know what, I'm no longer at work, I'm at home now, so let me, you know, treat my family like my family. Let me treat other people like how they are, instead of treating them like they're my coworkers or people that I'm in charge of, something like that. But your child just feels like they're going to be in charge of something. You know, they may even get the term bossy. People may call them bossy in school or in work, something like that, as they're growing up. The next card that we have here is Otter Spirit. You are never alone. So yeah, eventually they may struggle with feelings of feeling as though they are alone, because they may realize like, wow, I've put a lot of energy into my career. I put a lot of energy into my future. And the only part of my future that I ever focused on was maybe the material part, or maybe just my career, or maybe just, you know, whatever it was that I could obtain. So at some point, eventually, like I was saying, they're just going to have sort of like a, reorganization of priorities and realize that they don't want to be alone, you know? And then we have, oh, look at this, Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. Okay, so for sure, for many of my pile 3s, the panther may for sure be your child's spirit animal, because we also had the panther down here. And like I was saying, this panther just was really standing out to me. And it says here, reclaim your power. And we have the solar plexus chakra card here. That was a mouthful. So yeah, this is all about them reclaiming their power, but reclaiming their power in a way where it's like they're finding real power, not just power in the material plane, in the material realm with the things that they own, or not just by their status, but by claiming their own internal power. Okay, that internal source of strength, where it's like, you know what, I'm not just doing this for me, but I'm doing this for the greater whole. I'm doing this for the village. I am here to serve and honor the village, something greater than me, which is beautiful. And this is really how they're going to end up reclaiming their power later on in life, which is amazing. So I wouldn't be shocked if in this pile, a few of you guys as kids ended up in politics, or just something where it was like there was like a lot of, I wouldn't be shocked if their midheaven had maybe some Pluto Scorpio vibes to it either. There's like a lot of power here. Like I was saying, your child just has a very powerful aura that I'm picking up with my pile 3s. But yeah, this is all that I'm saying for my pile 3s. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now. All right, in pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot before moving on to your oracle cards. And your tarot cards, how I have them set up here is this card all the way over here to the left will be revealing a few personality traits about your child. This card in the middle will be revealing a few spiritual gifts that your child may have. And this card all the way over here to the right will be showing me a few things that you might want to sort of be on the lookout for in terms of your child's energy or personality, okay? So let's go ahead and check out this card all the way over here. Now, okay, there's an odd visual that I'm getting, but your child's energy is coming to me without form. And it's moving all around me. So what I'm picking up about your child is they're very evasive. First thing that I'm picking up here, they're very evasive. You can't really put your finger on them. They are always, you know, moving around. If you try to catch them, it's almost like trying to catch air. You can't grip it. You can't hold on to it. So very evasive spirit, okay? Let's go on ahead and check out this card here to see their personality. And we have here the Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. So your child's personality pile 4 may seem very guarded or blocked off. Now, there's a sense here of people thinking that your child is aloof. So maybe they don't respond to things the same way that everyone else does, or they may come off like they don't care. People may think that your child doesn't care or doesn't connect to things very much. And that might be kind of true in some sense of, the word. But your child may have a difficult time in the beginning finding people, hobbies, and things that they connect with because it's so specific. Your child really only resonates with extremely very specific things. Okay, there's a select few things in the world that your child is going to get excited about or have that spark sort of in their eye, and or truly feel connected to, or something or someone actually gets them. It's going to be a very specific thing, a very specific person, a very specific energy that speaks to your child. For the most part, your child may feel misunderstood or like the black sheep, especially within the family or home dynamic. They may just feel different. And to help sort of combat that feeling, they may attempt to keep out of focus or staying away from the center stage, staying away from the spotlight. They might try to avoid attention at all costs because of how different they feel. Much of their personality may center around how do I feel more normal? A lot of their focus may center around that, how to seem more normal, how to feel more normal. The things they do find interesting, they may prefer to explore and experiment with on their own. They might not want to let others in on that part of their life either. So they may be very reserved, a little recluse, or even secretive about certain parts of their life because it feels safer or quieter to keep certain things to themselves, to keep certain people out. They just don't like to hear other people's opinions. And especially too, because it's they don't feel rebellious, but they just feel like, I don't want to hear it. I just kind of want to do my own thing. I kind of just want to do my own thing. So, they definitely might be a little bit reserved if that's the case. So they may have some issues with their temper I'm picking up here, or when they get frustrated, it may translate as an outburst. And be careful about how you respond to that, because your response is what may push them deeper into this hermit cave mode that's already a bit difficult for them to escape. So they may be very judgmental when it comes to themselves. They may judge themselves on everything that they do. So watch out for how they speak about themselves. If you hear them having any sort of negative self-talk, they may struggle with a lot of thoughts as well, like a lot of bombarding thoughts. And I will not call this anxiety, because I am not going to put that energy out there or speak that into existence about your child. I can't do it, but they may struggle with controlling their thoughts. Okay. Now let's go ahead and move on to this card in the middle here to see what spiritual gifts your child may have. And we have here the Innocence of Wands, otherwise known as the Page of Wands, also in reverse. So we have the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands, both in reverse. Okay, so this is interesting. Your child may associate their spiritual gifts with their uniqueness. They may just think it's them being strange or weird or different, so they may not even notice that it's a gift at all, but instead sort of see it as like a curse. Just like they might just see it as like something else that makes them stand out, or something else that makes them weird, or something else that makes them different or odd. So there's a sense too of them feeling tired when they hang out around groups of people. Your child may have very low levels of energy a lot. Okay. Now this is because of their spiritual gifts most of the time. And there's a sense of they may feel very exhausted afterwards of hanging out with people. So especially early on in life, they may not have very many friends, or they may not enjoy being around a lot of people their age. They may not enjoy going to school. They may have a thing for hanging around older people though. So my group 4, your child will feel misunderstood by their own peer group. Older people, they will feel more inclined to talk to because they have an older or a wiser soul. You have a very mature child coming to you or already in your life. So a lot of their spiritual gifts have to do with this intuitive wisdom that they already have. And I guarantee you, when your child finds their thing that interests them, their niche, they're going to know exactly what to do and how to do it to be great at whatever this gift may be for them, at whatever they may be talented in. So for instance, if if they find an interest in fashion, they're going to already know how to draw or, put pieces together in order to tell a story, or maybe to sew. They might just pick that up naturally. If it's business, they're going to know how to naturally market themselves. There's so much untapped raw potential here that they will spend much of their early life not realizing all they need to do is channel this energy somewhere. But once they do find that thing, they're going to be great at whatever they put their energy and heart into. Because like I said, this is untapped raw potential. This is why both of these Wands cards are in reverse, to show that your child has a lot that is trying to express themselves through your child, but your child isn't really necessarily going to learn how to express these things, how to express this energy or channel it just yet until they get a bit older. Okay, so let's go on ahead and check out this card over here to see the things that you may need to look out for when it comes to their personality or energy. And we have here the card of strength. So the lion or the cat, something like that, may be their spirit guide as well, their animal spirit guide. But one thing to look out for with your child is to make sure that you aren't pressuring them too much to go out or to be a normal kid. Like if you see kids playing outside and you ask your kid if they want to go out and they say no, don't give them a hard time. Don't try to make them partake in normal kid hobbies. Don't try to also, because your kid, this is somebody that's very intelligent, right? So when other kids are playing outside or playing basketball or, playing water guns, they're going to be reading books or researching something that's just completely outside of their age group that a lot of other kids are not going to be able to relate to. So my pile 4s, your kids for sure probably belong in some sort of gifted school. If you don't already sort of notice that early on, they're probably going to belong in some sort of a gifted school or an accelerated school, something like that, because that's going to be the only thing that actually challenges them. Other than that, they're going to feel very bored at school. They're going to feel very bored around their own peer group. They're going to feel very just not challenged, not mentally engaged. It's just nothing speaking to them, And so they may sort of mistake that as, man, I'm just, I'm always so dull, or I'm always so nihilistic, or I always just feel like what's the point in being here? But it's not them. They're just very gifted. They are kind of ahead of their time, So your kid is going to be functioning as an adult at an early age. Mentally, they're going to be functioning more like an adult than kids their age. Okay, so they're just you're not going to be able to do the goo goo gaga things with them. You're not going to be able to do the normal kid things with them. They're probably not going to ask you to see certain Disney movies in theaters. They're going to want to go, instead of going to a concert, they're going to probably want to go to a museum or something. These are just examples, and they're really probably bad examples. They're very just general examples. But my point here is that your kid is going to be very, very accelerated, especially in terms of their mental acuity and the things that it is that they kind of just already know. There's going to be so many things that they've already sort of mastered. So school is going to be very difficult for them to feel like they fit in or like they're being challenged. So this is the group right here for my gifted kids that belong in some sort of a gifted school for sure. Okay, so make sure that you're not trying to get them to go outside and go shoot hoops, because they might just not be interested in that, honestly. So if you see kids playing outside and you ask your kid if they want to go out and they say no, don't give them a hard time. Don't try to make them partake in normal kid hobbies. If they don't want to go to prom or something like that, don't try to make them. See what they're missing out on. There's going to be areas, topics, and subjects that you and your child have nothing in common in. You guys might be polar opposites in some things, and it's about how you communicate with them that will help them to see your side or to see things your way. But trying to convince them or get them to see things your way may cause them to shut you out. So make sure you're just allowing them to be them, even when you don't see things their way. As well as, like I said, they may have a bit of a temper. They may come out swinging or lashing out or really frustrated when people try to force their opinions onto them. So it's really important to allow them to feel how they feel and for them to know it's okay how to feel how they feel. or how they see things. Make sure that they understand it's okay how they feel and how they see things. They have to know it's okay to be different. If not, they may lash out in an attempt to break away. Sorry, you guys, I had a phone call come in, but what was I saying? It's really important to allow your child to feel how they feel and for them to know it's okay however it is that they feel or however it is that they see things. They have to know it's okay to be different. If not, they may lash out in an attempt to break away because they may feel suffocated or imprisoned. So they really need to be free, my pile 4. Evasive, like I was saying, evasive was the first thing that I saw, that I got a visual of with your child's spirit, with your child's energy. They didn't even come to me in a complete form, okay? So for sure, freedom is really important. This is also the group as well. This is also the pile where your child may have like some sort of a job or something at like 16, 17 years old. They may start saving up. They may like buy a car on their own. They may sort of like move out the second that they graduate high school. They may like move out, get their own place. This is going to be a child that's just very predicated on freedom. I want my freedom. And if I have to go out here and bust my ass and work for it, I'm fine with that. Like whatever it is that I need to do, I'll do it. Like I said, they're sort of the child that didn't really get to be a kid. And it's more than likely not because of any sort of life experiences. It's not at all what I'm picking up here. I'm picking up just more so of just them naturally being that type of kid that's already very wise, that's already very mature, okay? But there could be a few things in their life to watch out for where they feel as though they have to come in and parent, or they have to come in and be an adult. They may look at a few things that have happened in their life and say, I should have been able to be a child at this point in time in my life. So be very careful about that. Like I said, they're already sort of predicated on being independent and being mature, but there could be a few experiences and things that happen in their life where it's just like, I didn't feel like I should have been the adult in that situation. I don't feel like I should have witnessed that. I don't feel like this should have happened. I don't feel like I should have seen that. I don't feel like I should have been a part of that. I feel like I should have been a kid in that moment, or I feel like I should have been a kid in that situation. So yeah, you might want to be careful with that, because it almost looks like the roles sort of get switched up somewhere, because in the strength card we have a woman sort of trying to tame or sort of calm down this lion, right? And it's like, it's a very odd card, because in a sense it's like, the lion should be a lion. So maybe she should stop sort of forcing her will onto this lion and allow him to be the beast that he is, And so it's almost as if maybe the woman is in the wrong place or the lion is in the wrong place, but there's almost this reversal of roles, okay? And so you want to be very careful about that, about making sure that your child doesn't feel like they are being forced to grow up or being forced to step out of their role as the kid, as the child. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out their oracle cards here to see what else it is that we're seeing about their personality. Let's start with these cards here. And the very first archetype card that we have here is Liberator, light attributes, freeing yourself and others from outmolded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Shadow is imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate, ignoring legitimate constraints. Wow, okay. Then we have here Scribe, preserving knowledge and information. Shadow attribute, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. Okay. And then we have here the card Prince, and it says light attributes, romantic charm and potential for power. Shadow, using power for self-aggrandizement. Okay. And then we have here the Poet and the Fault Line. Wow. Is this the pile where I said your child may be a little bit aloof? People may think your child is aloof. People may think your child doesn't care. I think this was a pile. So let's start off with Prince, Liberator, and Scribe here. So this is interesting. Prince is telling me that your child desires to be the orchestrator of their own life, to make their own decisions, because they may feel as though there's certain expectations placed on them, like a prince. So like I was saying, be very careful about making sure that they don't feel as though the roles have been reversed. That way that they don't feel like they're being the adult, or like a parent or a parental figure or somebody in charge is acting like a child when, they sort of feel like they have to maybe pick up the slack and be the mature one. Be very careful about that, because you know, a prince has certain expectations placed onto them, and they're not asked if they're okay with that. They're just born into that life, and that's exactly what the life it is, that their life is already planned out for them, right? So it's already predetermined. But your child, even though they feel like their life has been predetermined in some areas, they want to be a liberator, or they want to liberate themselves from this sort of predetermined role. Because, like I was saying, your child is evasive. They really have this deep, deep need to be free. And Scribe is confirming to me again that they're an old, wise soul that just knows things. They just know things. They preserve a lot of knowledge and information that they just have. And this is why I was saying they're not going to be very engaged in school, because school is going to feel like a drag for them. It's just going to feel so boring, because it's like they already get so many things. And they're probably not even going to realize like why they get certain things. It's just going to be like they just understand it. They just understand it. They just know what to do. They just know how to do it. Your child may even have a grand trine in their natal chart, or a T square, something like that. You know, that kind of makes things easy. It makes certain skills, it makes certain talents come to us very easy when we have, especially when you have a grand trine. So your child, my pile 4 is your child may have that in their chart. But moving on to the fault line and the poet here, the fault line lets me know that anytime someone gets too close to their perimeter or territory, anytime anyone gets too close to your child's perimeter or territory, your child causes almost like an earthquake. Like I mentioned earlier, either it was the strength card, I think it might have been the strength card. Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the strength card about their temperament, that they will put distance between themselves and anyone that does not allow them to be them. And the poet, again, like I was saying here, and the poet, again, like the scribe, there's writing here. So the gift of being well-spoken or highly intelligent and articulate. So they may have a gift with words, written and spoken, okay? And they may love to read books, like I was kind of talking about earlier in that example. They may just love to read books. So I shuffled this card here with the intention that we would receive a message from wherever it is that your child's soul energy comes from in the universe, in the cosmos. So let's go on ahead and see a message from their homeland. And it says here, deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Now, I don't know what Arcturus, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I don't know what that is, but something's telling me to look in the book and check it out. So give me a second, you guys. All right, and it says here in the book, the Arcturians are a galactic group of beings who have mastered deep cellular and emotional healing. Wow. They want you to know that it's possible to feel vibrant in your body and well in your skin, to have your cells return to the effervescence and vitality, to find calmness and contentedness, to have a soothed nervous system and a tranquil heart. Beautiful. Wow. So that's really, really interesting that they are all about healing. They're all about physical and emotional healing. So your child may also bring a lot of healing into your family line, into your home, into the home dynamic, as well as this incarnation just may be a incarnation that is really focused on healing for your child's soul, for your child's energy. Okay, let's go ahead and check out this card here. This is going to be revealing the energy surrounding your child's soul journey. Okay, and we have here freedom. You guys, what was I telling you? What was I telling you? Your child in pile 4, they have to be free. It says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Beautiful. So your child needs to be free. Your child idolizes freedom over everything, and they get very claustrophobic near anyone that does not respect their space and privacy. But this is because it's a part of their soul journey to be free, to discover, to explore, to experiment, to find themselves, to do what it is that they feel like doing, to follow that heart space. So this is something that is very, very important for their soul journey. And so this might be a child that you just can't sort of keep up with or keep grips on, because they're just, they may always just sort of be here and there, going here, going there, things like that, or just kind of, keeping to themselves and kind of keeping people at a distance when it comes to their personal life. So let's go ahead and check out their astrological cards here. And we have Grand Cross, Provoker. Wow. I was talking about that temper though. And then we have here 7th house, Partners. And Capricorn, I use. All right. Okay, so Provoker. watch their temper, but their temper at the same time, their temper only comes out when someone gets too close to them. Other than that, your child is very chill and to themselves, very monotone. But the fangs only come out if you get too close or try to infringe upon their space, freedom, and individuality. They just really do not like that. Seventh house relationships. Your child may have a lot going on in their seventh house. Relationships are a point of contingency for them. It's kind of hard to pinpoint because it can go really well or not so great, depending upon if the people in their life can respect their space. Capricorn, I would not be shocked if your child does not date or get serious with anyone for a while in their life. It might be later on in life where they sort of settle down and get into a relationship or a committed relationship, something like that. They may sort of be in a unorthodox kind of relationship as well, one that's just not very traditional. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't be shocked if they don't date or get serious with anyone for a while, or they might only be in one or two serious relationships. This is not the serial dating, serial romantic sort of kid here that I'm picking up, because they love their freedom and they may believe it to be difficult to find someone that can actually accept them loving their freedom, possibly more than them loving their partner, So the partner is really going to have to be able to accept that, like, hey, my partner just likes to be able to be free, do their own thing. It's nothing against me. It's nothing personal. And your child may feel like that's very, very difficult to find in this life. But I do believe they're going to find it. It's just going to be later on in life, should they choose it, because we have the seventh house partners card here. Seventh house is not like fleeting relationships. This is like marriage. This is like commitment. This is serious stuff where it's like we're so committed that there's contracts involved. There's agreements involved. We've signed things on a dotted line. Let's go ahead and check out their chakra here. And we have determination, and this is the solar plexus chakra. Okay, so with determination, your child is determined to live the life that they want to live. Nothing is stopping them in terms of them living the life that they want. It's very, very important to them. And they're just not willing to do things in a way that anyone else wants to. Your child's going to be very determined. Anytime they get their mind made up that they want something, like I said, they might have a job when they're very young, like before they even graduate high school. They may be already like planning to get their first place. This is a very determined child. And if they want something, they're going to do whatever they have to do to get it. They're going to work their ass off to get it if they truly do want something. And these final three cards here may reveal your child's spirit animals. So let's go ahead and see. And we have giraffe spirits. See the big picture. Yeah, that's probably going to be the most the thing that they struggle with the most in the beginning, is just seeing the big picture, is just realizing that they're different. They're very, very evolved. They're very evolved. They're highly intelligent, and they're way ahead of their time. And that's why they don't necessarily that's why they don't necessarily resonate or relate with their peer group. And then we have here electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. I don't know why I'm picking up some Aquarius vibes here, some Uranus vibes. So Aquarius or Uranus, Capricorn as well. Seventh house, so this is Libra, Venus, Taurus. May also be very profound energies in their chart. Okay, but yeah, bring your ideas to life. So like I said, your child's just going to be very different. And then bringing their ideas to life, when they finally find that thing to sort of channel their energy into, it's going to be amazing. They're going to be unstoppable. And then we have here bat spirit, a rebirth is assured. Wow. So yeah, this is amazing, because bats, they only come out at night, right? And they can actually see the best at night, while everybody else, they can't see at night. Only bats can really see at night. Everything else is pretty much everything else at night is pretty much blind to everything, and the bats are blind during the daytime. So this is just, again, another play on here where it's just like, I zig where others zag, where there's supposed to be a woman, there's a lion. Where there's supposed to be a lion, there's a woman. It's like, there's a reversal of roles in many areas of your child's life here. But this is one of the things that makes them very, very different as well. Okay, so yeah, this is an amazing reading for your child, pile 4. But thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now. All right, and pile number 5, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards. And basically the way that I have set up the reading here is all the way over here to the left, this card is representative of your child's personality, different traits that they may have, how their energy comes across in through their personality. This card here in the middle will be showing me the spiritual gifts that your child may have. This card all the way over here to the right will be showing me a few things that you may want to watch out for in terms of how it is that you communicate or deal with your child, some different energies that you may want to look out for. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. One thing that I do want to mention is that it is 9/11 right now, and so those numbers may be significant to you, your child, a birthday, something like that. Archangel Michael may also be a guide or protector over you or your child. I'm also feeling the sense of pressure or weight on my arms, which is pretty interesting. It feels like my arms are heavy, like I'm holding weights or something. All right, so let's just go ahead and see what's going on with this first card here to see your child's personality. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. All right, guys, just had to straighten some things up here. Okay, so with the 9 of Pentacles, this makes a lot of sense then. Your child will have an independent personality, but more than likely it's because they feel they might have to. They may feel like they didn't get to be a child in their childhood, or like they had to grow up fast, or like someone had expectations of them. They may be an older brother or sister, come from a split household. There's something that they were exposed to early on that they feel like maybe force them to flip that switch from child to adult. And now they could just have a serious demeanor or personality, and that could just make them seem to be older than they actually are. Or they may not like being a child. They may want to try to grow up quickly because they like the independence that comes from being older. So personality wise, there's something that's going to catch their eye early on. This could be a lifestyle, money, success, a certain career, a nice car, big house. And this will drive them in a sense or motivate them. But early on, they may develop a fascination with money and the perks that come with having a lot of money. Now with the 9 of Pentacles here, their personality seems to be very focused and determined. So they may be very frugal as well. They may love to save. So when they get like money for their birthdays, my pile 5s, you guys have the child that will save their birthday money for years because they are focused on purchasing something. And instead of asking you, they like to make it happen on their own. So they're going to realize their power or authority or ability to make things happen on their own and get quite addicted to that. They're going to have their magician moment of realization at a very young age. So if this child seems to stop asking you for things early on, it's only because they've realized their own ability to make things happen independently, and they're really going to fall in love with that. Okay, let's go ahead and check out this card here to see what spiritual gifts your child may have. And we have here the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Luck. So they're going to have a lot of things moving in the direction that they want it to go. This is one of their spiritual gifts, is the ability to move things along, to make things happen. This is something they've been gifted with, is determination and willpower, natural magician manifesting abilities, but they won't notice that they're manifesting for some time. They'll just think it's sort of them just going after what they want, but it's actually a spiritual gift. They'll notice how things work out even when they shouldn't, or how they seem to always be in the right place at the right time, or how even if something seems to be going the wrong way, it ends up working out in the end. Or if something fails, they'll notice how that failure led them to an even better opportunity. So this is the gift of opportunity, and your child is the type to seize these opportunities and make something out of it. Okay, they're like natural capitalists, I guess you could sort of say, or look at it as. All right, so let's go ahead and check out this card all the way over here to the right. This will be showing me things that you may need to look out for when it comes to your child. Okay. And we have here the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, pile 5, I mean. Something to look out for is their sense or need for adventure. Watch out for your child's boredom, which leads to restlessness, because it could lead them to feeling like jumping from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And I'm pretty sure many of my pile 5's children has a grand trine in their chart somewhere, because they feel really lucky, blessed, or fortunate in certain areas. Or they may just have a trine. And a trine is just when you have like two planets in the same element. A grand trine is when you have 3 planets in 3 different signs that are all the same element. So this could be like a grand water trine, a grand earth trine, a grand fire trine, a grand air trine. Okay, and A trine would be where there's just like two planets and two different signs of the same element. Okay, so they may have that in their chart. So like I was saying, they may definitely feel lucky in certain areas, but you may want to watch out for this because it can lead them to not necessarily care about being grounded or centered in a way. They may think that they don't need to do certain things like prepare because it always works out. So preparation is one thing that they have to really look out for, making sure that they are prepared and taking the work that they need to do seriously. They may struggle with being patient as well. When there are times that require them to stop or get quiet, slow down, they may be reluctant or unhappy about that because they are used to going. But they have to learn that sometimes being still, learning, preparing is actually more important than moving. They may feel like they are missing out on a lot if they're in the house or not out and about doing things. So they can get bored very quickly. And you know the saying, idle minds can sort of lead you astray. So it seems like they're collecting a lot from their past as well, like their past life. They may have been due for something in a previous incarnation that they are actually collecting or harvesting right now in this incarnation. And that may be why they're so very blessed, so very fortunate, especially when it comes to money, finances, material blessings, material abundance. They're very, very blessed with that. We have two Pentacles cards here, one being the 9, one being the 7, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune in the center. So yeah, when it comes to blessings, it doesn't even matter what sort of background or lifestyle they come from. It doesn't matter if they come from a background where there wasn't a lot of money or there was a lot of money. They're really going to be able to find their own way to make their own money, to make their own name, to make their own material blessings sort of come to fruition. This is what your child really loves to do, is to sort of make and set their own way and make their own sort of reality come to fruition on their own. So they really are addicted to being sort of self-sufficient and sort of like doing things on their own, in a sense where it's like, I made that happen. They feel like very proud of themselves. It brings them a lot of pride, you know? So let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here to see what else it is that we can see about your child. And let's go on ahead and start with the archetype cards, okay? And so we have here Lover, and it says light attributes, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something, shadows, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Then we have here Victim, light attribute, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Shadow is playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries, okay? Addict, and it says light attribute, helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Shadow is compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Okay, yeah, like I said, something's going to catch their eye early on with this addict card here. That's what I'm really picking up, is like something's going to catch their eye early on where they're just really in love with it. They're really in love with success or money or living a certain lifestyle, a big house, a nice car. You know, they're really going to, something's going to catch their eye and they're just going to be drawn to that particular thing or that particular lifestyle. And then we have here the Seed. Yep. And the Sword. Okay. So let's go on ahead and start with Lover, Addict, and Victim. So there seems to be a narrative playing out here where your child gets drawn into something that they desire, like I was talking about earlier. They fixate on it. You know, that's where the Addict card is coming from, in my opinion. And depending on how it works out, they could feel victimized by their own hand. They could feel drained or exhausted by how much they want or desire something. So this could be a toxic cycle created by their want or need for something, then getting that tunnel vision. So it's important that they don't attach their esteem to these material things or accolades in their life, okay? And then talking about the Seed and the Sword here, again, it's like they plant the seed and then they harvest or cut it down. So they plant the seed of, you know what, I'm really drawn to this thing. I really want this thing. Let me go on ahead and plant the seed. Let me go on ahead and sow the seed, and later on they attempt to reap it. So there's this cycle here that I'm saying. The seed is here to say your child sort of decides where their interests are or what they want in their life, especially with this Nine of Pentacles here as well. Then they go after it with a fury, and that's what we see here with the Sword. So they just have to be very careful to make sure that they don't get cut by their own movements and progress, and that they are patient. So it's their lack of patience that could bruise them a bit or, sort of wound them in a sense if they don't necessarily know know how to stop or slow down. If they get a little bit too drawn to the fast-paced life, then that could bruise them just a bit. So it's going to be really important to teach them, hey, how to be patient. You know, like everybody has their season, and sometimes it's your season, other times it's not. But they may be very reluctant towards hearing that. They might not like to hear that because, like I said early on, they're going to realize their magician power. They're going to realize, like, my willpower is what wills things, brings things into being. And they're going to really rely on that throughout their life, where it's like, if I want something, I'm just going to make it happen. Even if I don't have the means, I'm going to find a way to get it. So, you know, it's really going to be important for them to understand balance in that, and not necessarily always like go, go, go with like a sword, like charging ahead, you know? So it's going to be really important to teach them about life and how life has these rhythms. It's like this wheel of fortune where it's like sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Wheel of fortune doesn't necessarily always mean good luck. It means sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes, you know, like I said, sometimes it's our particular season where it's like, now's your time to harvest, and other times it's not. The same exact way that the earth has its seasons, right? Where we plant seeds, and then when spring rolls back around, we end up harvesting, or kind of like that situation. They're really going to have to understand that there's particular seasons and times where they're going to be due for blessings, okay? And this card here is going to be showing me, I shuffled these cards here with the intention set that there be a message that comes to us from wherever it is that your child's spirit is from, whatever galaxy, whatever star, whatever place that your child's spirit is from. I wanted to hear a message from that place. And so the message that we have here is empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Interesting. We also have the addict card here, and victim. So it says empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. So there is a sense here of your child possibly absorbing things that isn't theirs, maybe taking on issues, taking on certain things that's not necessarily theirs, absorbing what's not yours. Okay, so make sure that they learn not to internalize what they don't have, what doesn't belong to them. Make sure they know the difference between other people's energies, wants, and needs versus their own. This will help them plant seeds that are for them and them only, versus going after things because it's what society tells them is important, good, or valuable. So this is about them deciding what's worthy and valuable to them in their own life, essentially, okay? These two cards right here are going to be showing me the energy surrounding your child's soul journey, okay? So let's go on ahead and see what we have. And we have here, look at this, purpose. I know what I'm here to do. So for the purpose card to come out, this is always like a big deal whenever I see the purpose card. And then we have here imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Beautiful. Okay. So with purpose and imagination, so these two cards here are tied together. They go hand in hand. Your child dreams up what they want. Like I was saying, they're the ones that decide what is important to them. And like I mentioned earlier, they are very powerful manifestors. This is what the seed card is talking about. They dream up or imagine something, and then they put that purpose behind it to actually bring it into being. So this is a part of their soul journey, is realizing how powerful they are as manifestors and as co-creators. A part of their purpose ties into them being such a powerful manifester. And then imagination. So imagination is also telling me that one of your child's gifts could definitely very well be clairvoyance, where they see a lot of things, or they are able to visualize something in their mind and bring it into form. Seven of Pentacles is all about harvesting something, bringing it into fruition. Nine of Pentacles is all about, definitely as well, harvesting, bringing your blessings into fruition, doing it on your own, essentially. So, you know, imagination and purpose, like I was saying, they really go hand in hand. These cards are actually sort of aligned in a sense, especially when it comes to your child here. So they're very, very powerful at manifesting, very, very powerful at being able to see exactly what it is that they want, seeing the things that is possible for them in their own life and putting some purpose behind it and going out there and making it happen, just like the sword talks about here. So they are very much so, your child is the last thing from a victim. Your child is the type that's like, whatever I want, I make it happen, no matter what it takes, no matter what it takes. Okay, let's go ahead and check out these three cards to see astrologically what's going on. And we have here Void, of course, Moon missing. South Node, Life's Debts. Wow. Then we have here Aries, I am. Very powerful manifestors. Very, very powerful manifestors. Okay. Void of course, moon missing, and south node. Let's start with these two first. So this answers the theory that I had earlier where your child is collecting something from a past incarnation that they never received, possibly. It's a lot of good fortune, though, what it is that your child is harvesting in this life. Or they may have been starved of certain opportunities in their past life, and so they're choosing to go for whatever catches their eye in this life. And Aries, I am here. Again, more magician vibes, like I was talking about, deciding who you are, who you want to be, and what you want. Aries is all about willpower. I'm going to will something into being. So they're really going for what they want now, as well as they may have a lot of Aries energy in their charts, or be an Aries themselves. They may have a stellium going on in their first house, a lot of energy going on in their first house, or wherever Aries, whatever house cusp it is that Aries may rule in their own natal chart. Okay, let's go ahead and check out their their chakra cards here. The very first one that we have here is creativity. This looks a lot like, to me, imagination. So again, clairvoyance coming through to confirm that your child may definitely have some sort of clairvoyant abilities. And then we have relationships, and this is also dealing with the sacral chakra. Okay, so creativity and relationships. So your child's sacral chakra will be the most active early on, as well as later on in life. They're going to find a lot of motivation, opportunity, and inspiration in their personal relationships as well. They may use a lot of their personal relationships as a muse or as inspiration to go after and get the life it is that they want to live, to go after the things it is that they truly want in life. So, but also as well, when I'm picking up with the relationships, is like they are not going to be afraid to go after the relationships they want. They're not going to be afraid to exit out of the relationships that no longer serve them. I kind of see your child as like a rolling stone, just like, hey, if this isn't working, then I'm out. The sword here, yeah, we also have the sword here. I almost forgot. The sword here is kind of saying, like, for sure your child is going to be cutting things out left and right that just isn't for them. I don't think they're going to have a very difficult time letting go, especially with this Aries I am energy, for sure. And South Node, life's debts, like your child, I feel like your child, pile 5, already has a very serious understanding of, hey, you can't take these things with you when you leave here, when you pass on from this life. So you got to get it while you're here. And I think they really do understand that as well because of their past life. Now, they might not have a lot of recollection about their past life, but there will be some sense, some feeling, something that really moves them, motivates them, pushes them to go after the things it is that they want, because they are going to have some sort of possibly subconscious memory of the fact that before I never had these opportunities, or for whatever reason, I was restricted from these things in my past life. And so now that I'm not, now that these things are available to me, I'm taking all of it. I'm having my cake and eating it too. And these final 3 cards here are going to show me these spirit animals that may be the guides in your child's life. Okay, and we have here spider spirit. Look at this, you guys. You guys see this? Make your dreams real. Your child is going to be all about making their dreams real, bringing them into being. Then we have here scarab beetle spirit. Magic works through you. The ancient Egyptians, they worshipped the dung beetle or the scarab beetle, because the scarab beetle represented a rebirth to the ancient Cometians, the ancient Egyptians, because of the simple fact that the scarab beetle would take a piece of their own dung and they would roll it across the ground. And to them, it looked like how the sun moves from, rising in the east to setting in the west. And so this is all about transformation, magic working through you. Like I said, your child is a magician. Spider spirit, what do spiders do? They craft webs. They create these beautiful works of art, these beautiful webs, just for them to survive, just for them to be able to eat and survive, So this is all about making your dreams real, using magic, using your own willpower to survive, to create the life that you want and need. And then the final card that we have here is Bee Spirit, sweet results await. You guys, I'm done. Your child is so blessed. Your child is so blessed already. They may have had a very difficult past life, but that's okay, because in this incarnation, they are collecting anything that they were restricted or kept away from, prohibited from in their past life, which is beautiful. And this is exactly what the universe does. It balances things out, which is amazing. So yeah, this is all that I'm seeing, pile 5 for your child. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now. All right, and pile number 6, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before making our way to your oracle cards. And the way that I've set this reading up is all the way over here to the left. This tarot card is representative of your child's personality. So I'll be saying a few personality traits or the energy behind their personality. The card in the middle here will be showing some spiritual gifts and abilities that your child may have or may have come into this life with. And this card all the way over here to the right will be showing me a few things that you may want to watch out for when it comes to your child's personality, spirit, or energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this very first card here. And we have the 10 of Cups. Okay. So before just about every other pile, I have received a visual of like your child's spirit or energy. And I did get a visual with this particular pile, but I'm kind of struggling with actually saying what it is because I'm not exactly sure what it means. But it was a visual of your child's spirit sort of like walking through me, walking through my own energy, walking through my own energy field. And so it was like this visual of like something sort of passing through, passing by. Okay, so with the 10 of Cups here, your child has a very specific job here, pile 6, and that's to bring the good out of people around them. Your child may be the glue to your family or your life. They may feel incomplete without their family and closest loved ones around. Their personality is gratitude and appreciation for the things many of us overlook or take for granted. There's something about them where they are able to recognize and appreciate the little things. They have an infectious laugh too. They may love to laugh and have everyone around. I literally just heard a laugh. So holidays, birthday parties, reasons for everyone to come together in one place at one time, your child really, 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 truly loves for very many of my pile 6s here. It's like they have a sense of knowing how precious life is and that it's very short. So we have to make every moment, even the small ones, count. This is like a very vibrant child. Their aura, what I'm seeing is it's like a rainbow, just like these colors right here. Yeah, their aura is like a rainbow. It's like a color. It's like a color where it's like the colors of the rainbow are mixed together. It's like a color that doesn't necessarily exist. Your child is like an earth angel. Let me just say that. Your child is like an earth angel. It's like they are the reason that everyone comes around and tries to get along or puts their differences to the side or takes time out of their schedule. It's like your child gets people to do things that they otherwise maybe wouldn't do or wouldn't have the time to do. But your child has this very fulfilling energy about them. They fill others up or make others feel alive or grateful to be alive. They have such positive energy. Many of my pile 6 is very high vibrational energy. Now, for some of you, this child in pile 6 may no longer be here. You may have suffered a miscarriage, something along those lines. If your child is alive, I'm not speaking to you, okay? So please do not panic. This is not something that I'm saying. But for those of you that may have lost a child, okay? If you have picked this pile, but your child has passed, or you suffered a miscarriage, something like that, 1, I want to say that they are still here with you. And 2, they were an earth angel and they knew that they would not be here for long if your child has passed already, okay? If your child is alive, this is not the message for you. This part of the message is not the message for you if your child is still living. But for those of you that picked this pile, if your child has passed, they were an earth angel and they knew that they would not be here for very long, okay? Now, that's probably for a very, very, very small amount of you. They knew they'd just be passing through just to bring a little bit of heaven, a little bit of light, a little bit of sunshine to earth, even if it was just temporarily. But that temporary life that they may have had, it really impacted so many others for the rest of their life, okay? So even if you had a child that passed on and, you know, they were a bit older, even if it wasn't a miscarriage, this is your child really coming through and saying, hey, I kind of knew, my spirit knew it wouldn't be here for long, but I came here with a very specific job. And that was to show people to love life, to appreciate it, to really find the beauty in it. If at all possible. Like I said, if your child is alive, then that part of the message does not apply to you, okay? So let's go on ahead and check out this card here in the middle to see the spiritual gifts that your child may have, all right? And we have here Judgment. All right, let me just say this. Your child has a lot of like powerful energies around them. Like a lot of powerful, like they came in They incarnated here with a lot of powerful beings around them, like a lot of really high-ranking, powerful spiritual beings around them, for this judgment card to be here. And so one of their spiritual gifts was just them being them. Just them being them in their own energy. Like I said, they were an earth angel. They are an earth angel. So they have a lot of powerful, high-ranking spiritual beings around them. Discernment and power. Okay, those are one of the main gifts that I'm picking up for your child, pile 6. Like I was just saying, your child knew that they wouldn't be here for long. For those where your child is still here, they have an understanding of this life being temporary. They understand it. They know that there is something after this life. They may even recall a bit of their past lives. They may see ancestors or people that have passed on. Like if you live on a property where people have passed, your child may see them. Your child may also see people pass before they actually die. This is a gift that they will be very open to for the most part, because like I said, they just know that there's another realm, another dimension, another existence, and they accept that wholeheartedly. As well as your child may have very vivid dreams of the future or of other people's futures and what's going to happen to them. So they may have strong premonition and clairvoyant abilities as well, okay? So let's go ahead and check out what it is, some things that you may want to watch out for, okay? And we have here, we have the Hanged Man, okay. So one thing that I'm picking up is make sure your child knows that they can see things that others can't or struggle to see, and that that's okay. There may be some fears or pressures that they feel because of how unique they are, and that will bring some discomfort to them because they don't want to be looked at as different, but they accept it as well. The most important thing to make sure your child has is someone that can relate to them, that understands them, that makes them feel less alone, because they may struggle with feeling alone in their journey, or like people only see them in very limited ways. They want to feel more understood and seen, and less like they are the only ones carrying the weight, responsibility, or duty. They may feel as though they have inherited certain things as well. Like if there's any sort of issues that run in the family, they may feel as though they inherited those sins or problems. As well as if you have been working on healing generational trauma, then your child will be able to sense the healing and wisdom that they inherited. They will assume their role in passing down healing, wisdom, and very great understanding, compassion, as well as your child has inherited a job or role that someone else may not have fulfilled, and they can feel this weight or pressure. So there's a sentence almost that they have to bear because someone else didn't or chose not to. And this could be you. You might not have accepted your gifts or purpose early on in life, and so your child very early on will have a different experience where they may be particularly open to their job here at quite a young age, okay? As well as another thing that you may really want to watch out for. This bat is just giving me some vibes right now. But one thing that you may really want to watch out for is their friends, okay? The friends that they hang around, because your child is very pure, very, very, very pure. And there may be people that come into their life that they meet that almost try to change them, or that almost try to not influence them, but it's almost like they try to get them to leave behind this job. Your child is going to be bombarded with opportunities to leave behind the role they have assumed as an earth angel. They're going to be bombarded with people that have heavier energies, maybe a little bit even darker energies. And this is because your child can transmute these energies very, very well. They're able to take these energies and say, hey, I'm going to take this dense or this dark energy and I'm going to I'm going to evolve it into a higher vibrational frequency. So your child may attract in a lot of different types of people, especially lost souls, though, especially souls that feel as though they've been abandoned, that feel as though they have been refused or rejected by the Most High, by the universe, by these high vibrational, very unconditionally loving energies. And one of your child's main jobs is to prove to these other people that, hey, you have not been abandoned. You have not been abandoned. You're actually still accepted into the arms of the universe, of the Most High, of Spirit. Okay. And so one thing is that you want to really watch their friends early on in life. Once they're an adult, they're going to really be able to handle people like it's nothing. They're going to be able to handle low vibrational energies, high vibrational energies. It won't matter. But early on in life, when they're a kid, they may sort of attract in, kids that might not be the best influence on them. And it's because these kids are almost like, they can almost sense who your child actually is. They can almost sense the true spirit of your child. And so it's going to draw energies to them that sort of try to get them to forego their role. Because what's happening right now, especially if you are here on this reading, I want you to know right now, especially if you've been working through generational trauma, you have started to pass down generational healing to your lineage, to your line, okay? And so this is like a crown that you were passing down. It's like a crown, okay, that you are passing down your line. And this is a crown of healing. It's a crown of understanding, of acceptance, of accepting your purpose, stepping into your purpose, stepping into your life and your soul's purpose. This is the energy that you are passing down, right? And so for sure, there may be people that come into your child's life trying to kind of lead them astray, lead them off that path, because there are certain energies that don't necessarily want healing to be passed down, okay? Take that as it resonates. For those of you that don't necessarily believe in maybe like negative energies, things like that, then, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then just throw it out. If it does, then that's something that you definitely want to watch out for, okay? So let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here to see what else it is that we may be saying about your child and their personality. I'm just loving your child's energy. It's just so bright. It's so bright. It's so vibrant. It's amazing. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out these archetype cards here first. And we have here, look at that, child nature. Time is 12:22 right now. That is actually one of my own personal spiritual numbers. But 12 or 2, something like that, that may be a significant number to you. 12:22 may be a significant number to you or your child. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. But anyways, it says child nature. Light attributes, it says friendships with animals, communication with nature, spirit. Shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Okay, yeah, your child may be very, very, very connected to animals for sure. Then rescuer, oh yeah, they may be very, very connected to animals. They may love animals more than they love people. Okay, so we have here rescuer. Light attributes, provide strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Shadow assumes that the rescued will reciprocate and keeps the rescued one needy. Wow. And then we have here child magical. You guys, do you guys believe me yet that your child is an earth angel? Do you believe me yet? Okay, let's go ahead and read this one. And we have here light attributes, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Shadow, pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. You guys, I told you that your child is here to show people the beauty in life, the beauty in living. They're here to show people that there is so much that you are not appreciating, or there are things that you are taking for granted. You're taking other people for granted. You're taking this life for granted. You're taking this earth for granted. You're taking so many things for granted that are actual blessings. Us being able to see the sun in the morning when we wake up is a beautiful blessing, and your child is able to help other people see that. And stop looking at life in ways where it's like they feel entitled, or they feel like they deserve this and they deserve that. And your child is really here to show people, hey, look at what you already have. Look at what you already have. Your child is here to show people gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational frequencies that we have, is gratitude. Gratitude brings in so many blessings, so much abundance. Your child is really here to help people realize that. They're here to rescue people. Do you believe me yet that your child is an earth angel? Oh my God. And then the next two cards that we have here is the offering. Oh my gosh. All right. The offering and the king. I feel like your child may have been sent here. I don't know that they necessarily volunteered. I feel like something very powerful sent them here. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this, because I could stare at this all day. I could stare at this all day, this pile right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with child nature, child magical, and rescuer. So like I said, your child may be the glue to your family or the people in your life. They may be the reason that people see outside of their own perspectives and feelings. Your child, like I said, is an earth angel, okay? Total earth angel. Their aura is like a rainbow. It's magic and healing they've imparted onto you, your family, and their line. They're going to pass down all of the work it is that you have been doing, especially if you've been doing work to really heal your generational line, your ancestral line. They're going to pass that down. You're passing down a crown to your child, and guess what your child is going to do? They're going to pass down that crown. I told you you're passing down a crown, and we have the king here, the king and the offering. So, for sure, rescuer, like I was saying, they're fulfilling the role or job someone else down their line may not have completed, but they are coming here to do it. They came here knowing that they were going to do this job, not just for their ancestors, but the generations following them, because there's a karmic debt that your child will subconsciously be working to fulfill or pay. And that's why we have the offering and the king card here as well, to say that they have come in to accept this crown that you have been trying to pass down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? Because the crown inherits the duties that came before him. But your child's soul knew this and was willing to offer themselves into this role. They were willing to say, hey, let me take that baggage. Let me take that weight. Let me take that heavy crown, so that the way I can keep on passing this work down. I can keep on passing this healing and this wisdom down. I can keep on passing down things that is actually going to build up our family line, So this is something that your child's spirit came in here knowing. I believe that for sure. Spirit chose your child and you specifically to live this life, live this incarnation together, strictly because the both of you willingly have have accepted a role of healing your family, healing yourself. Even if you're not healing your family, you working on healing yourself, healing your own traumas, your own pains, your own past. What do you think you're doing? When you heal yourself, you are healing your ancestral line, because you are saying the pain stops here. The issues stop here. The disease stops here. The blockages stop here. And what's going to come in now is my blessings, my abundance, my spiritual abilities, gifts, and talents. All of these things are going to come in. I'm here to receive the offering. I am here to receive. And so that's exactly what it is that the both of you are passing down. It's almost as if your souls, both of you guys' souls, your soul and your child's soul, it's almost as if you guys have been linked for long before you even got here. And so I believe very much so that Spirit specifically chose you to be the parent of your child for that specific reason, because the both of you are very, very willing to almost offer up yourself and say, hey, this isn't necessarily about me. This is about the generations to come. This is about the people that are going to inherit whatever it is, whatever actions and choices it is that I make in this life. And your child has a very, very good understanding of that. You almost don't even have to necessarily explain it to them, okay? These two cards right here, I shuffled with the intention that there would be a message that is revealed to us about where it is that your child comes from, whatever galaxy, whatever star, whatever planet, whatever place in this vast universe that your child comes from. I wanted to hear a message from that place, okay? So let's see what we have. And we have here, we the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Wow. Hathor. Oh my God. I didn't even know that was a card in this deck. And then weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Exactly like I was saying, your child has inherited a role that was not theirs to carry. It was not theirs to carry. Rescuer we have here as well, the king, the offering. Yes, this is a weight that your child has inherited. They chose to inherit it. So this for sure is clearing up the fact that your child chose to inherit this. They were sent here, yes, but it's not that they volunteered. It's like they sent here, but they were also willing to come here. They were also willing to take on this crown. Okay, so for sure, Heteru, otherwise known as Hathor, may be a guide for your child. But again, we have this dawning of a new era or age because of your child when it comes to the completion of this karmic debt. So Hathor was venerated as the mother of all the Neters, otherwise known as deities in ancient Egypt. She was the mother of all the gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt, right? So just like I was saying, this marks the turning point of your generational line, where you were probably one of the first people in your generational line to say, it stops here. Now I'm going to invite in healing. Now I'm going to invite in abundance and blessings. It stops here with me. My child is going to inherit better. So Hathor, like I was saying, is the mother of all the gods and goddesses of Egypt. You and your child is like the mother, the parent, the father, the whatever, the matriarch or patriarch of this new line of beings, where people are not inheriting these old sins and these old karmic cycles and patterns. They are actually inheriting a karmic cycle or pattern of healing, blessings, abundance, purpose, which is really, really beautiful. So let's go on ahead and check out, let's see, this card here to see their soul, the energy surrounding their soul's journey. This is what this card is for. This is the energy surrounding your child's soul journey. So let's go ahead and see what it is. And we have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Okay. So with honesty is a part of your child's soul's journey, like judgment, like the judgment card here. And the Hanged Man. These are cards symbolizing a truth that you cannot unsee or unknow. It's a truth that you accept. So there may be this invisible weight of the truth or honesty that your child feels is important to carry, or they may feel responsible for shattering illusions and breaking down barriers, especially within their own family line. So what I sort of see coming in here is like this just new way of ruling in terms of when it comes to your family line. There's a new way of ruling, a new way of being, a new way of resting, sitting on your throne as the king or the queen, whatever it is you consider yourself to be. This is a new era that's dawning. This is a total new era that's dawning. And within your own generational line, within your own family line. This is amazing. I love seeing readings like this. I love doing readings like this where I'm seeing like healing generational lines, because it might seem small to you, where it's just like, I'm just going to make sure that my child has better. But what you don't realize is you are healing. You are healing your ancestors as well. You're not just healing yourself and your child, you're healing your ancestors. And when you do that, when you just focus on healing yourself, you are healing a lot of the world and a lot of the history that came before you. So this is a really big deal. Don't be modest. Don't be humble about it. Realize that you are royalty and you have passed down this almost royal lineage. You've passed down this regalness to your child. And they're going to wear this crown very well. Very, very well. Let's go ahead and check out their astrological cards here. And we have Pisces. Pisces, I believe. Yeah. Like I was saying, they're taking on a role that wasn't there, and that's exactly what Pisces do. Pisces is considered the sign in the zodiac that really heals because it sacrifices itself for the greater good. And like I was saying, this is exactly what you and your child are doing. You guys are almost saying, hey, this isn't about me. This is about the rest of the family. And for Pisces card to be here is just really coming through to confirm it. Look at this, you guys. Yeah, destiny. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. You just can't. And then we have Saturn truth. Truth, just like honesty. Saturn truth, such a pretty card too. Saturn truth, just like honesty, judgment, and the Hanged Man here. Yeah, destiny, Pisces, I believe, Saturn truth. Again, Saturn coming through with the truth. And destiny, your child's destiny is to bring the truth into your line of family. Certain things may have never been addressed or talked about when you were coming up. Your child is breaking from the many paths that were laid before them by your ancestors. They are choosing to break cycles and patterns. They may be a Pisces or have a lot of Pisces energy in their chart. They may have been born during Pisces season, or they may be born during Pisces season. Pisces energy is highly evolved and spiritual spiritual. And Pisces is the final sign and house in the zodiac where karma gets to be collected, where balance or judgment is made after a very long journey. And so this is why, like I was saying, Pisces almost like sacrifices itself, because it's like, hey, you know, we have to balance out this karma, we have to balance out this energy. Not sacrifice in a way where something bad is going to happen to you or your child, not at all. Okay, not at all. All right. Just in a way where I'm saying, like, in order for you to heal your family line and the people that come after you, it's almost like you're not really, when you focus on healing, it's almost like you stop focusing on other personal aspects of your life and you really focus a lot of your energy on healing and dealing with certain things. And in a way, it's like you almost put your own life on the back burner. And that's what I mean by sort of sacrifice. Okay. And this is their chakra card. And look at this. Like I was saying, you guys, do you guys see this? Angels and masters. I believe this is a sacral chakra. But like I was saying with this judgment card down here, your child has a lot of very highly, highly powerful beings surrounding your child. There's a lot of powerful beings surrounding your child, okay? Angels and masters. Like I was saying, your child is an earth angel as well. I don't need any more cards to confirm it. For sure they are. This is a solar plexus. This might be the solar plexus chakra, you guys. I'm not sure. Either it's the solar plexus or the sacral. I believe it's the solar plexus, though. And the thing is, though, is that they have ascended masters and powerful angels watching over them, for sure. You guys see these angel wings? That's who your child is. I'm just trying to let you know that's exactly who your child is. And then these cards here may reveal the spirit animal that is guiding your child. Okay, and we have here coyote spirit, and it says trust in divine detours. Oh my God, you can't make this up. And then we have frog spirit, clear out the clutter. You guys are clearing out the clutter just like Pisces does. Pisces is the final house in the zodiac. It rules the 12th house. That's the final house before we start again, before we are reborn, rebirthed, transformed. And we're clearing out the clutter when we deal with Pisces or the 12th house. When we deal with Yod, destiny, that is us balancing out the scales by us saying, hey, I am accepting my destiny. What is it that I am meant to do? Clear out the clutter. To me, this sounds a lot like karmic debts. They are clearing out the karmic energy of the past and trust in divine detours. Like I was saying, they took on this role or job that someone else was supposed to fulfill but didn't, or chose not to. Somewhere down your line, somebody may have chose not to. So your child spirit saw this and said, it's fine, I'll do it if you can't. Wow. Wow. Saturn, truth, honesty, rescuer, magical nature. I mean, your child's an earth angel, pile 6. I don't know how else to slice it up for you. It doesn't matter how you slice it up. Your child is an earth angel. This is beautiful. They may even be on a path to necessarily like ascending after this incarnation here, ascending into a even higher degree or evolving to a higher ranking spiritual being in the spirit realm, which is just amazing. Your child as well may have been some sort of high-ranking spiritual being before they incarnated here, one of the two. So yeah, for sure, this is just amazing. This is beautiful. This is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm loving this. But yeah, anyways, this is all that I'm saying for my pile 6s. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon, but until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye now.